Hello, and welcome to your next strength session. This is going to be a minimum 30-minute strength and metabolic resets workout. You're going to do a 5-minute warm-up minimum. You're going to do a couple of different strength circuits, so A and B, and we're going to do an optional finisher. And I want you to do a minimum of 2 sets of each exercise. And then if you feel that you have more in the tank and you want to go further, you can do up to 4 sets of each exercise. So for example, in our strength circuit A, we're doing lower body push. So the first exercise, you do the first 3 exercises in circuit A, you repeat them all once. Then you go back and repeat them all again. And if you're going to do, say, 3 or 4 sets of each exercise, then you would repeat 4 sets of each exercise. So do one A, B, and C in circuit A, then do it again, and then do it a 3rd time, and then do it a 4th time. Right? But I want you to do minimum of 2 sets of each exercise, usually about anywhere from 10 to 15 reps of repetitions of each exercise. All right, here we go. All right, so we're starting with some shoulder mobility warm-up. So let's get situated. You're going to need your band for this. If you don't have a long band like this, then you can just do it without the band. And I just want you to, or you can even do it with a broomstick, with like a dowel. And I just want you to rotate back and forth all the way around your shoulder joint, opening up that mobility. Okay, so I'm going to do it with the band. And I'll hope that you have a band too that you can use for this. You're just rotating, opening up that shoulder space. Okay, I'm going to put some time on the clock here. Okay. All right. No, you can't come down here. I'm recording. I'm recording my workout. Okay. Okay. Hey. Okay. Okay. Hinge and then roll. So you're going to take your band. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to do our hinge pattern with we're going to place under our feet our resistance band. Okay, like so. Then you're going to just hinge and then row those shoulders as you come up. Okay, so squeezing back those elbows into a row pattern as you come up from that hinge. We're going to do 15 reps. Great job. Okay. All right, now we're going to do supported reverse lunges. Okay, we're going to do these for 1 minute. So starting my clock, and we are going to do these supported. So unless you don't need support of the wall, okay. So just making sure my camera can see me here. And we are just going to simply, if you need to go shallow with your reverse lunge, we're just going to alternate from side to side. And we're going to do this for a minute. Okay, 20 more seconds. Ten more seconds. Great job. You should feel pretty warmed up by now. Okay, the last part of your warm-up today is going to be calf raises and balance holding, okay? So we're going to grab those light dumbbells, and you are going to, I'm just going to get a clock here because we're going to do this for about a minute. Okay, so putting a minute on the clock. Here we go. Okay, so we're holding those dumbbells and we are just going to do some simple calf raises, okay? So all we're going to do is raise up, okay? Starting now for a minute. But we are also going to do balance hold for the latter half of this minute. Okay, so you're just coming off your heels, holding the weights. Turn around here so I can pay attention to the time. Okay, and now we're going to do a single leg hold for 15 seconds. Okay, other side. Nice breathing. Great job with that. All right, so that completes our warm-up. Now we get into our strength circuit A. Okay, for strength circuit A, we are going to start with goblet squats. Okay, we're going to do 10 reps. I want you to do 2 to 4 sets of this whole circuit. So you're not going to do 2 to 4 sets of the goblet squats first. You're going to just do 1, and then we'll go to strength circuit A2 exercise and then strength circuit A3 exercise. Okay, so you're going to do, I would say for you, 3 rounds, okay, of strength circuit A. Here we go. You're going to grab 1 dumbbell. Okay, 1 dumbbell, you're just going to hold it right here at your chest. So I'm just holding the top of the dumbbell like so. Okay, and we are going to have our feet a little wider than shoulder width. Okay, and we are going to squat down, keeping that dumbbell at about chest height. Okay, knees tracking over the big toe, pushing through the heels, squeezing up through the glutes. Exhaling as we come up. Great job. Okay, so you can do 10 to 12 reps of that. And take a little rest for 30 seconds. And then we'll go into circuit A2 exercise. All right, now you've taken your little break between exercises. Now we're gonna do dumbbell shoulder press. So you can do this seated or standing. I think a good place is to start seated. So you're gonna grab your weights. You're gonna sit down, and I'm gonna get my camera to follow me here. Okay, so we're gonna do 10 to 12 reps. Yeah, 10 is a good place to start. So we're gonna bring those dumbbells up about like this. Okay, I'll turn towards the camera a little bit here. And then all you're gonna do is press up and exhale. Inhale as you lower, press up. Keep your core nice and tight. Great job with the overhead shoulder press, keeping your core engaged, having a nice posture, keeping your shoulders away from your ears, okay? Great job with that. Take a 30-second. Okay, here we go. So grabbing that weight, placing that dumbbell in between your hip bones. Okay, you're nice and flat. You're going to scoot your heels towards your glutes, and then we are going to push up into that glute bridge. 1, 2, and lower. 1, 2. Don't let yourself just plop back onto the mat. I want you to hold at the bottom, just above the floor. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Exhaling as you go to the top. Pushing through the heels. One more for good measure. Great job with the weighted glute bridges. It'd be good if you feel like that weight is too light. It might be hard to place both of those dumbbells on your hip bone, but if you want to get some heavier dumbbells, then that could be beneficial to increase the resistance. Okay, take your 30-second break. Okay, now you're going to repeat that whole circuit. The goblet squats holding the dumbbell shoulder pressed, seated, and then the glute bridge with the dumbbell on the mat. You're going to repeat that 2 more times. So rewind the video if you have to, and do that at least 2 more times. Okay, now we're going on after 3 rounds of circuit A into circuit B. All right, so this is going to be starting with Romanian deadlifts, and with both of your dumbbells. And yeah, I want you to engage your core, your pelvic floor. I want you to breathe efficiently like you did in the beginner Pilates. So here we go. Now you might feel like your 5-pound dumbbells are too light. So you may need to get some heavier dumbbells. You can get them at Canadian Tire, Walmart. There's a couple different, I'm sure there's lots of options in the city. So here we go. Feet are shoulder width apart. All right, and we're going to keep the back of our legs straight. We are going to hinge at the hips. We're going to keep those dumbbells close to our legs. We're going to go just about mid-calf, mid-shin I mean, and then back up. Pull it back up, okay? So I'll turn my angle here so you can see me from this angle. Keeping the back of those legs straight. Keeping the dumbbells close to the leg as you gently resist downward. You're inhaling as you lower, exhaling as you come up. Do not let that back round. I don't want to see a rounding back. I want to see a nice neutral spine. And repeat for 10 to 12 reps. You may feel like you can go more with those lighter dumbbells. So until you get heavier dumbbells, you can go up to 15 reps. Exhaling as you come up. Great job with the Romanian deadlift. How did that feel? You should feel like you're getting a good workout, well-rounded, all the movement patterns. And now we're going to go into circuit B number 2 exercise, which is the bent over dumbbell rows. Okay, I'm going to grab those dumbbells, and I think we'll do, we're going to do the bent row. Okay, so you're just going to be bent like this, like so. Get where you can see me good. Okay, and then you're going to squeeze back those dumbbells. Again, you can go up to 15 reps if your weights are too light. Exhaling as you squeeze those elbows back. And that is the dumbbell bent row. Okay, good job with that. Take your 30-second rest. All right, now we're going to do the number 3 exercise in our B circuit, and that is going to be a dead bug with the exercise ball. So we are going to grab our exercise ball, place it beside us. We are going to get down on our mat, and just going to get my camera to follow me here. We are going to first set ourselves up. Okay, so shoulders back, all right, and then the knees are going to come up directly over the hips. Okay, we are going to place the ball in between the knees, and then the palms come on the ball here, holding it in place. Now, this should be enough of a challenge. If you are pressing into the ball with both your knees and your hands, this is going to fire the abdominal core muscles, and I want you to challenge yourself to keep this ball here and to keep the lower back from coming up off the mat, okay? So that is how you create that resistance and core challenge. Now, we're going to add the dead bug here. So nice deep breathing. And as you exhale, you're going to go opposite arm, opposite leg off the ball, keeping the pressure on the ball, keeping that lower back on the mat. Bring it back. Now, opposite arm, opposite leg, other side. Okay, so keeping the pressure on the ball, the leg and the arm extend, opposite arm, opposite leg. Don't allow that lower back to come off the floor. Bring it back. And just keep alternating back and forth. Breathing deeply. And you're going to do 10 reps on each side. Keeping that pressure on the ball at all times. Breathing at all times. Keeping that lower back on the mat. You should really be feeling this core challenge now. Great job with that. You're going to feel that really challenging your core and your lower back muscles, and it is just a great coordination exercise as well. All right, take a 30-second rest. All right, now you're going to repeat that whole circuit B 2 more times, and you're going to really feel this. You should be completely, all your muscles should be ignited and working, and you should be feeling this. If you've done 3 rounds of circuit A, circuit B, and then now we're going to go into a finisher. Okay, you should be ready. I hope you're staying hydrated as well, and drinking water with some electrolytes, or at least replenishing your electrolytes and your water afterwards and before, if you're not drinking during. And we are going to do our core and power finisher now. So we are going to start with a Russian twist. So you're going to grab one of your dumbbells, and you are going to be seated on your mat. All right, you're going to be slightly leaning back. Your heels are going to be on the floor. Okay? You're going to hold the dumbbell here and right at your chest, and then you're going to rotate at the torso, not just the arms. So I don't want you just moving your arms to the side. I want you to keep that dumbbell front and center of your chest. Okay, a nice neutral spine, leaning back, heels on the floor, and we are going to turn our whole torso, keeping that dumbbell right in front of our chest. Back to center. Rotate this way. Okay, that's 2 reps. We're going to do 10 to 12 reps. Breathing. Exhaling as you come back to center. Keep the rest of the body nice and stable. Inhaling as you rotate, exhaling as you come back to center. Great job. Put the dumbbell down. Now you are going to take 30-second rest, and then we will go into exercise 2 in our core finisher. Okay, the next thing we are going to do is a high plank, and if you want, if you feel ready enough, you can add in shoulder taps, okay? So I am going to get into position, this dumbbell out of here, and what we're going to do, set a timer here. So we're going to do this for about a minute. Okay, so got the clock going. And all we're going to do is get into a high plank position. Okay, so hands, palms directly under the shoulders. Okay, come up into a high plank. All right, and I'm going to wait 3, 2, 1, and here starts our minute. Now, if this isn't enough of a challenge, I want you to add in shoulder taps. Trying to keep the rest of the body nice and stable. Nice and slow and controlled. If this feels like too much, then you just hold the high plank. Okay, so nice neutral spine. You don't want to stick your butt up like in a downward dog, or let your stomach droop like this. Nice and neutral position. And adding the controlled shoulder taps if you're ready for that. Okay. 10 more seconds to go. Great job with that high plank. How'd that feel? That should have been a really great full body core challenge. And now take a 30-second rest minimum. All right, now that you are feeling feeling it. You should be feeling it at this point after doing that many rounds of each of the circuits. Okay. Final exercise number 3 in our core power finisher is going to be a lying dumbbell overhead tricep extension. Okay, so we are going to be on the mat. We are going to grab a dumbbell and we are going to, now you can also grab 2 dumbbells if because you have only the 5s. If that's all you have is, you know, lighter weights, you can do this with 2. Okay, so we're going to lay on our back, shoulders are back into the floor. Okay, we're going to be in a nice, comfortable position like this. We are going to take those dumbbells and we are going to reach them overhead towards the floor and then press them back up. Exhaling as you press that weight back overhead. Inhaling as you lower. Repeat for 10 to 12 reps. Nice and slow and controlled. Okay, so that is the lying overhead tricep extension. That is going to work those triceps, upper arms, forearms, and yeah, now I want you to take a little breather, 30 seconds, and then I want you to repeat that all one more time. And by then, you should be ready for your cool down. If you want to do a 3rd round on that core power finisher, you can absolutely do that. Do a minimum of 2 of this one, 2 rounds. So yeah, since you told me that you wanted more, this is where we earn it. And controlled rotation, core stability, upper body strength, you know, strong at 65, it's not luck, it's built. And I think you know this from knowing that you're not new to fitness. It's just been a little bit since you had a good workout routine. So we are building your strength from where you're at, and this should be a good strong base for you, this workout. So let me know how it felt, and make sure you complete not just the rounds I did in the video, but you're going to go back and repeat 3 rounds of circuit A, circuit B, and then circuit, the final one, the finisher, I want you to do minimum of 2. Okay, and now we're going to go into our cool down. Okay, time for our cool down now. We are going to start with 1 minute of forward fold. We're going to release the shoulders in this movement as well. Okay, so my dumbbells. Okay, we're going to be set up with our feet probably about hip width apart. Okay, so hip width apart feet. Just gonna bring my camera down a little bit here. Okay. Okay, so feet hip width apart, and we are going to fold forward with a soft bend in the knees. Okay, reaching as forward as you can go, and that soft bend in the knees, and you can just kind of sway here. Just get a nice sway. And then, so just holding this position, just turning so you can see this angle. Okay, just hanging, letting everything hang here, letting everything loosen up. And then we can also clasp our hands behind our back, and we can press them up towards the ceiling. And this is going to open up the chest a little bit. So just hold here. few seconds. And release again. Okay, let's come back up. And, okay, we'll go into our next stretch. All right, we're gonna do some hip flexor stretch, hip flexor stretch, kneeling, okay? So we're gonna start with a 90-degree angle with the front leg, 90-degree angle with our back leg, okay? And what we are going to do here is we're going to press our hands into that front knee. Now, when we're going to activate our core by pressing into the front knee, and then we are just going to push forward, and I don't want you to extend, have extension in the lower back, okay? So it's pushing from the hips, pushing on the knees, pushing forward, and we're going to hold for 30 seconds. Breathing deeply. More seconds. Great job. Okay, time to reverse it. Okay, so other knee goes forward in a 90-degree angle. Back leg is at a 90 degree. And we are going to press our hands into that front knee. And we are going to push the hip forward, not extending, arching the back. Pushing from the hip, pressing into the knee. 30 seconds. Breathing in and out deeply. Bringing down your heart rate from this hard workout you just completed. Ten more seconds. Good job. All right, now we are going to do some cat-cow. We're going to be in this position right here on a tabletop position. Okay, so palms directly under our shoulders, knees directly under our hips, okay? And then the tops of our feet are flat on the floor. And we are just going to simply arch our spine, round it all the way to the ceiling. So imagine your belly button is being pulled by a string to the ceiling. Inhale and exhale deeply. Hold for about 10 seconds. Okay, now let's reverse it. We're going to push our belly button to the floor and look up to the ceiling. Breathing deeply. Hold for 10 seconds. Okay, reverse it again. Okay, so drop that chin to the chest, let your head hang. Pushing that belly button to the ceiling. Breathing in and out deep. And reverse. Belly button to the floor. Looking up towards the ceiling. Not rounding those shoulders towards your ears. And we will finish off with one more. And dropping that chin to the chest, rounding, arching arms up the back. Awesome, okay. Now we're going to go seated on the floor. We're going to extend our legs out in a V. We're going to sit nice and tall, and we are going to reach opposite arm to the opposite ankle or foot. Okay, other hand just is behind you, resting, palms facing down the floor, and we are reaching with that opposite arm towards the opposite foot or ankle. Breathe deeply and hold for about 15 seconds. Great job. Come back up to center. Nice, tall, relaxed posture. Ears away from your shoulders away from your ears. Now we are going to go in the opposite direction, reaching for that opposite foot or ankle. Stretching out the lower back. Great job. All right. Back. Up. Okay, and then our final one, we're going to do a couple more stretches. We're going to do a seated figure 4 stretch, okay? All right, so for that seated figure 4 stretch, we are going to be nice and seated tall. We are going to place one of our ankles on the opposite knee, okay? And then we're going to just press lightly, press on that knee, okay, press on this knee, and ankle is resting on the opposite knee. And we're going to hinge forward slightly. You're going to feel a nice stretch, where you're pressing this knee down towards the ground, and you're hinging forward, and you're just going to hold here for 15 seconds. You should feel a nice stretch in your hip flexors. Breathe in deeply. Good job. Come back up. All right, let's reverse it. Other ankle comes and rests on the other knee. Pressing this knee down towards the ground slightly. And then we're going to hinge forward. Hold for 15 seconds. Feel that hip flexor muscle releasing, breathing deeply. Great job. Okay. All right. We're going to lie on our back for this stretch, and seated remarks, I need to come away from the wall, so hopefully you'll be able to see me here because I just have to angle my mat differently. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to bring our legs up, our knees above our hips. We're going to stretch our arms. See, I'm too close to my wall. It's okay, we'll adjust here. Okay, so we're going to stretch our arms out either side of us, okay? And what we're going to do here is we're going to bring those knees up, and then we're going to allow the knees to drop to one side. Now you're going to feel a nice stretch in your spine. Hold for 15 seconds. Breathing. You can even hold all the way up to 30 seconds if you want on each side. Okay, so gently bring these your knees back to center. Now we're going to reverse it. Okay, let those knees drop to the other side. Okay, so this is a spine twist that you're going to feel a nice stretch in your spine, in your shoulder. You should feel it too. And just relax in this position. Allow it to stretch out. Okay, bring it back to center. Let's do that one again, one more time, each side. All right, letting knees drop to one side. Okay, back to center and drop them the other side. Great job, okay. Final stretch we are going to do. We are going to go into child's pose. Okay, so we are going to sit back our glutes onto our knees, and I'm going to turn my mat again so you can see me a little bit better here. Okay, so sitting back on our knees, or on our hips. Okay, and then we're going to reach forward, those arms, drop your head to the floor if you can, and I want you to press the fingers into the floor. Breathe deeply here. Now you can hold this for 30 seconds. You want a little extra stretch in the lats. You're going to reach both those hands over towards one direction from your body. Reaching and pressing into the floor. Okay, bring it to center, and now let's go to the opposite side, stretching out that opposite lat, down the side, just under your armpit, down the sides of your back, stretching that out. Okay. And let's come up and let's congratulate ourselves for doing such a great strength workout. Let me know how you feel in the comments. Reach out to me if you have any questions about this exercise, about this workout program, and I look forward to seeing you in your next strength session. Keep building from here and just be proud of yourself for showing up and putting in the effort to have a nice, strong, mobile body that will last you a lifetime.